Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings taking on Nick Foles and the Chicago Bears.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15.
And this carries into the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Here comes the Bears offense led out by their new man in charge here in 2020. Of course, a former Super Bowl MVP in Nick Foles.
And I bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
No,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
Here's Foles. The connection made. It's Graham. And he's going to drop following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
To Jimmy Graham. It's a gain of
A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
David Montgomery, the ball carrier.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
On the tackle. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 42-yard line.
On 2nd down now. It's Patterson, and very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Ball carried by the running back.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freeing up the D lineman to make the play.
Another carry.
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
A gain of 4 yards.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff to Patterson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Again, the ball carrier.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at their 49-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd down. Foles. Caught by Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Foles. Got a man at
It's Patterson complete. No gain at all on the play there, and that brings up 4th.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away.
Amir Abdullah deep for Minnesota.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Under center for the Vikings, out comes the former Michigan State Spartan and longtime veteran Kirk Cousins.
I'm absolutely eager to watch him play in this game because here we are, week 15. Not a lot of games left down the stretch. But will he get outside of himself trying to make huge plays in order to try and win an MVP? Because he's not in the #1 spot right now.
No, he's not. I think everyone consensus thinks that way. You hope he doesn't get outside of himself right now, though, because that could really get their offense out of sync. And it's been in sync most of this year.
The numbers a week ago for Cook.
16 carries, 98 yards, and a score.
And that's 10 touchdowns on the season for him on the ground. And remember our meeting with the coaching staff, they did share with us that one of their goals for the year was for him to get in the end zone at least 10 times, and that ramps up into their bigger goal to try and get 20 overall as a team. Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC.
And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team. Far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few...
A heavy rush, and down he goes. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Now Foles. And that will be incomplete.
Foles pass. Intended for Allen Robinson. Incomplete.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
And Dooley to return.
And a good game that time. He's out of bounds. And what will be the final play of this first quarter? No score after 1 on EA Sports. Play fake. Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson down.
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Not really any offense for them to speak of here in this first half. Maybe that's what they needed, that big play.
Yeah, and it seems that maybe everything changes right there. They've been a little slow out of the gate. We've seen that. But that one big play, that could spark a big burst right here.
is a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, Cousins. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
It's 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
And that is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They go play action. Cousins letting one go deep for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it.
Intercepted by the Bears.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Foles and the Bears now with a 1st and 10
At the 20.
He'll begin by dropping it off to Montgomery.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
It's a gain of 20.
Nice gain there by the 2nd-year runner out of Iowa State, David Montgomery, who often finishes his runs moving forward and knocking defenders back. He finished tied with Josh Jacobs for the most carries by a rookie last year. But what the Bears need from him, improve on his 3.7 yards per attempt. If he gets that up into the 4s, look out. He can control a game with his running.
Patterson on the carry. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now on 2nd and 16. Foles. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. On the punt, 2 on the return, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. The result's not great thus far. A punt on the first drive and an interception last time out.
Now let's face it, every team wants to come out on the field and play with some confidence, play with some tempo, play with some rhythm. And when you're making those types of mistakes, you're not getting any of that put together.
So what do you say, time to get back to the basics for them?
In a lot of ways, yes, but the biggest one, of course, is finding people who will take care of the football and make a few plays. You've got to have a drive now that calms down the entire team.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 2nd down, Cousins again. As he throws there, incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
To go.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Oh, good. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. The game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Chicago offense set to get started.
The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice? To a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll set up to throw. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
A gain of
15 yards on the play, first down.
Back to throw now, first down. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Daniil Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Daniil Hunter, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
The officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
From the midfield strike, they look to throw. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. After the sack on first down, Foles under pressure again, and down he goes again. Anthony Barr in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession.
You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
2-yard line.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. To throw, Cousins. In a heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And they will score a pick six for the Bears. Touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And down it goes just shy of the 25. Now penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about. That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
Danny Trevathan on the tackle.
We have, and okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
All time.
Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
On the return. The Vikings take over first and 10. At their own.
Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half.
Number 30.
What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
Again, it's Cook. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's
and they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way. Now Cousins. Ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
They run it again with Cook. And some room to roam now. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They'd done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's Nick Foles as he heads back out to work. And this is
Foles going to lead the Bears to the line. 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
And he'll drop here to throw. And quickly into the hands of Robinson.
He's at the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. I mean, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Over 1st and 10. At their own 24.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the 3rd quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the 3rd quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cook. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Khalil Mack in on the tackle.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. Here's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Tried to go back again to Adam Thielen. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. Gets a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block would be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Throwing, Cousins.
Going for Jefferson downfield.
And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing is Cousins. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
A give. This is Cook. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Khalil Mack. A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the Bears' 15-yard line. That's the end of the third quarter with the score all tied.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cook. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
Cook following the penalty. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. From the 10-yard line, here's 2nd and goal. Handoff comes to Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. 3rd and goal for Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. B.C. Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. Here's Bailey now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard.
Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Foles and the Bears now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line.
Out of the gun, he'll throw.
That's caught by Montgomery. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
And the Bears first down.
Here's Foles. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
And the Bears.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Another try after the first down sack. Foles. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He's back to throw. Escapes the sack. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And no, it's incomplete. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
Second and 8 at the 32-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cook. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They need to get this to the 24 on third down. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Fourth down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Makes the score Vikings 24.
So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for him, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
25-yard line.
So Foles and the Bears now.
Down 24-14. A little under 50 seconds to go. A crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10. Foles. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards on the pickup.
Looking to throw again on second down. Foles. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. And he finds Montgomery complete. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. And the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Vikings, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11.